Want to say hi?
Booyah. What's up? It's a jump scare for everybody. How's it going, everybody?
I think everyone's doing great.
Look at I see all the emotes. Y'all are great. This is so cool. Thank you for having me here. This is going to be so much fun. I am excited to talk to you.
Oh, you too, naturally. We're also happy to have you here. All right. So we're gonna start out by laying down some ground rules because there's definitely gonna be some people acting up. So, some rules for the event we have. These are very standard. Um, Please show respect, um, naturally, but you gotta say it for those people. Um, no recording the event. We already have our staff team covering that, and the recorded event will be posted later, so don't worry. Um, no speculation on future Genshin, HSR, any Hoyoverse events or lore. This is mostly for legal reasons, but no using Andrew's voice for AI machine learning. This is just kind of ties in with no being disrespectful, you know? Hmm. All right. So, first off, for the event, I have some questions handpicked that our members sent in and they wanted to ask you.
Bring them
So,
on. Love it.
yeah. All right. Oh, here's the Q&A rules again. All right. Um, I love apples and roses asks, what was your first impression of Boothill? I think this is more your first impression of his lines. There's another question here that's very similar but about design.
Sure, yeah. I mean, my first impression of his lines were the first thing that I saw about Boot Hill. So, the thing about what we get to do is oftentimes we audition for these characters without actually seeing anything. So, the first thing I saw was his lines. I believe one of the lines was the is about the 9 millimeter and like all that. I talked about how
Oh,
it's the eternal classic and stuff, and like from that moment forward, I just had this picture in my head of this like it almost fit the Honkai Star Rail world so good to me that I was like this guy's exactly what everybody wants him to be. He's perfect. He's exactly what I think Honkai Star Rail should be. It's like this space western, and like I'm like, oh, you got this gunslinging cowboy. And then we got to the lines about, how he can't cuss and all that stuff. And then he just took a completely different turn to me. It was so exciting and so invigorating to have this character who's such a awesome, like this like badass cowboy, and then he can't even cuss.
right.
It just made me so happy. It's such a great character trait and such an interesting twist on something that I thought it would be. So it was just beautiful, and that, I mean, listen, it was just love at first sight, I guess. So as I was reading through the lines, and I was like, I feel like I know this guy, and sure enough, it worked out pretty good.
That's awesome. He is a little bit different than what you'd expect just from looking at him, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's got a little bit of a different edge, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the design choice question. But my first impressions of him were, I loved him just as much as I do now, so it's pretty awesome.
Right. Awesome. All right. Next question. Hearts for Nagato, interesting username, asks, did you ever think your voice would end up in a video game?
Oh man, so ever since I was I don't know, 12 years old, middle school, playing video games in my cave, as I call it. Uh, uh, I was I was always dreaming of being in video games. So it was always a feeling and a dream of mine to be in video games. So part of me did always think that I would end up in a video game because I felt so strongly about it. I went to school for theater. after high school I did theater, and like I initially got into all of it because I just loved video games so much that I wanted to make them in some way. And my contribution to it, I found early on, was that I was a little bit of a clown. I was a little bit of a goofball, and that I feel like I fit in the world of the actor side of it more than anything else. I even tried going
Right.
to school for programming for a bit, and I studied C++, plus plus, and I also had an associate's in game design because I was like, well, maybe I'll go on the back end side of it and learn how to code and do all that stuff. And even then it was just acting called to me a little bit more. So I ended up going to school for musical theater, and I just always had this feeling that like I need to do voiceover. I need to be in video games. So in a way I did kind of manifest that for myself, you know what I mean? Like I just kind of
Right.
kept on working at it until I made it happen, and here we are. It's really cool.
Right. It's a cliche, but follow your dreams, man.
Yeah. I mean, really though, like you got one life to live, you know, why not live it being happy? And that's the way I've always approached everything that I do.
That's some crazy advice.
Yeah,
That's
it's
smart.
deep.
Deep. All right. Next question. I'm gonna struggle with these usernames. Nolzex, I guess. How do you
Yeah.
avoid damaging your voice? Oh, oops. How do you avoid damaging your voice whilst voice acting?
That is a great question that surprisingly not a lot of people ask. A lot of people just like, especially people who want to get into anime or anybody who wants to get into video games, specifically like games that have lots of yelling or interesting effects. Like you have to know how to take care of your voice. And the way that
Hmm.
I've approached this is that I actually, like I said earlier, was trained in musical theater. So my background comes from singing. So when I approach a role that's going to be a little bit damaging or a little bit difficult to do for my voice, I kind of approach it in the same way that I would do for singing. Warm ups, vocal runs, making sure that I'm really healthy with the way that I'm approaching the yells and the screams and the gruff and the things, and not damaging my instrument is fundamentally the base of how I approach everything. So, I mean, Boot Hill's not the worst because Boot Hill just kind of goes down here, and it's a lot of airy. So, but like I had a character named Balthor in Lost Ark that he was like way down here, and he kind of
Wow.
had this gravel. So it was a lot of airy, and I actually had to sing like that, and it was a lot more. And then you get into do stuff where you got to do a lot more screaming and yells, and you're getting burned. Or I got to play a bunch of zombies in Resident Evil Village, and though
Ooh.
that was 4 hours of just like screaming, blood curdling sort of yells. And you got to be careful, because if you're just going in there and screaming like you think you should be screaming, I mean, you might be able to do that for 10 minutes, sure, but your session is 4 hours long and you might have to go back to it tomorrow. And in fact, there was a day where I had a session as Balthor where I had that deep, gravelly dwarf voice, and then I had to go do this show called Miraculous Ladybug right after and be a 16, 17-year-old heart throbbing, like boy,
Like,
teenage. So it's such a different muscle that you have to make sure that you're being careful enough to approach each role. Yeah, Luca, Miraculous Ladybug, everybody. Yeah. So imagine Bolthor talking like this to you're extraordinary, Marinette. Like you gotta be
switch
able
up.
to jump different directions. And I recommend taking vocal lessons. You got the dance gif ready. That was amazing. You gotta just take any vocal, singing, anything like that, any of those lessons that you possibly can to make sure that you are approaching the job as healthy as possible, and that will help you avoid damaging your voice. Great question.
I know, right? I picked out this question specifically because it actually looked really useful. I'm actually in theater myself, and the director's always like, project, project, can't hear you. So
Uh
it
huh.
really is important to be healthy with your voice.
And you have that vocal technique, right? Like to get to that projection level,
Yeah.
it's a different muscle that you're flexing, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. All right, next question. Uh, Floxilist? Um, Usernames are getting a little bit more difficult as we go on. Um, with precise detail, can you explain what the mother forking fudge is a gosh darn kilometer? I took this one out as a joke. It's funny.
I love it. Let's see here. I can explain it. Well, a kilometer is just a. I'll do it as Boothill. Let's see here. Um, well, let's see here, partner. Let's break down this whole kilometer thing. Muddle fudging. God. Kilometer, well, that's like it's one of them units of length in that fancy old metric system, ain't it? Oh God, I think of kilometers something like a thousand meters. You got it? Yeah, nothing like your whatever that American thing you guys do with miles. Forking. I tell you right now, that's a muddle fudging worst.
I wonder, does Boot Hill think in metric or imperial?
I I think Boothill definitely thinks in imperial, but it's funnier to explain metric as if he actually knew what he was talking
For
about.
sure. All right, next question. Keski asks, what was your reaction when you saw Boot Hill's design for the first time? There's that design question.
Oh, yes. So that was the next part. So funny enough, when I got the initial audition, they didn't have any design stuff, and I got called back a couple times. And by the third callback, I finally got like a rendering, like a rough picture of his just his face with his smile. That informed the character so much more to me
Right?
because his initial design, his initial reads that I was envisioning in my head, I kind of gave them a variety of reads, but he was a little bit more heavy on the Western side of things and less airy. He was more like I was giving him more of this sort of voice, and it was around the same vein as Boot Hill, but seeing his teeth kind of gave me an idea. I was like, okay, the teeth are kind of I just like this airy sort of like he's talking through his teeth a little bit. And then when I combined that with the Western, it kind of came out like this. And it kind of gave it just like that extra push, that teeth, yeah, that gif right there. Yeah, like it brought that smile out and it made him a lot more interesting of a character. Because when you're talking like this, I mean, it's interesting, but it's not like when you're talking like this, you know? It gives it a little bit more of a flavor and a flair. And then once I got into the booth and started recording, and I finally got to the part where I saw his animations and his design of how the weapon in his forearm pops out, and he pops up the bullet and he eats. I'm like, this guy is the best character in Honkai Star Rail. I love him so much.
Immediate
It just
favorite.
Yes, immediately was like I just fell in love. It just everything about his design is just next level.
That's awesome. I really do think it's interesting because usually voice actors don't see the character first. It might even
We
take a
don't.
while. But
Yeah,
for
we just saw like a rough rendering and like my first couple auditions I didn't see anything on it, you know. So like I just fortunately got to see just like a little flavor of it and that helped
mm,
me inform the character so much more.
for sure, I do think the design is important for knowing how to voice a character.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Lil's Valley asks, "What was your favorite line to do for Boot Hill?" Hmm.
Gosh, there were so many. I'll give you a couple. So one of my favorites was the pom pom line where he's just like, I'm pom pom, you know, like it's like what? It's just so weird. I really enjoy the original, like I was saying earlier, the 9mm line. It was something like, The 9 millimeter, the eternal classic. With a little good old fashioned phosphorus tracer, you got yourself some poppin' candy with extra pop. I love that one. I don't know what it is about it, but it just is fun to say.
It's a little
Um,
eccentric too.
yeah, it's got. I like that's the fork and spirit a lot. I love his line about home. Um, I like Fudge Me Sideways. You're finally here, brother. That one was one of my favorites. I don't know if you've seen that. If you if you bring Don Hung onto your team and you have Boothill as I believe it's your first slot character, and you bring Don Hung onto your team, Boothill goes, Fudge me sideways. You're finally here, brother. It's so good. So
For sure.
go give that a go. It's fun.
Right.
So many.
I really do think the voice lines, when you add two characters that know each other into the party, are usually like some of the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're so good. It's so I love all those voice lines from everybody. They're so fun to listen to.
You know. Also helps with world building, like knowing how the characters address each other.
It, yeah, how they interact. It helps so much.
Right. All right. Next question. Ditsy Pineapple. Um, do you think Boot is good at first person shooter games?
Do I think, dude, you're talking to a single target king here. Come on. This guy would be the shooter. He would be so good. He would be such a sharp shooter. He'd be the listen. He would be Widowmaker. You know what I mean? He would be the guy that's
Oh
sitting in the
my
back.
God.
He'd be Cole Cassidy running around. I mean, he just for the role play. You know what I mean? He would be popping off in Counter Strike and Valorant and Apex. Let me tell you right now, he would be one of the best gunslingers in all the
It's
games.
top of the
And
charts.
there's top of the charts every game, you know, 10 and 0, flat, no deaths, winning. Absolutely, he would for sure be good at first person shooters. Easy
See,
question.
now that you bring it up, I'm trying to imagine Boot Hill playing as Widowmaker.
It's just because of his sharp shooting accuracy, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for
he
sure.
could play Cole Cassidy, but that's like that's like obvious, you know what I mean? Like he's got to play a little bit. He got to play somebody else
Yeah.
who's that are like I mean, he's not going to play Hanzo, you know what I mean?
No.
He doesn't need a hitbox at the side of a freaking football field over here. He's going to be
No.
playing Widowmaker and he's going to win. And it would be that's next level stuff. Yes, FPS winner all the way.
100%. All right. Next question. Not related to Boot Hill exactly, but what's your favorite food slash drink slash whatever? Gonna be more
Mm,
personal.
pizza. Pizza, hands down, food win. Let's see, drink wise, I just love a nice. Lately, I've been chugging like a big bottle of water, just like the biggest bottle of like cold, just flat, just
Oh
water. It's
yeah,
so good.
cold
But
water.
adding like a hydration pack to the water. Whew, that's been my new obsession. Like
It's
I'll
different.
drink a jug of water and then I'll put like a little hydration pack in there. It kind of makes it like Gatorade. Yep, just like the gifts. You guys get me. Yeah, and pizza. Let me tell you right now, there's no other food in this world that you can have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, dessert, all the above, and they're all different and they are all delicious. I'm telling you, pizza's the winner of all. There's nothing better. Maybe a close second would be like a uh, boba would be my
Mm,
other favorite, but
all those are all good.
pizza, boba, water, all that stuff, and boba with no sugar. Don't give me that sugar. The boba's sweet enough. I don't need that. Just give me that milk tea
Right?
without the sugar. That's all I need.
100%. I saw someone in chat say what kind of pizza specifically.
Oh, pepperoni. Don't even talk to me about pineapple on my pizza. You can leave this chat right now. I no, get that pineapple pizza out of here. Who did this? Who has done this? Listen,
I don't know. I don't like
nobody
pineapple
wants
either.
soggy pizza. Nobody wants soggy pizza. You put your pineapple on your pizza, it's gonna make it soggy. Oh gosh, look at all the soggy
So
pineapple
gross.
pizza.
It looks so gross. I don't
Yeah, you know what?
understand.
If I wanted to water down my pizza, I'd put it under the sink. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. New server rule, if you defend pineapple pizza, you're banned. That's a joke, by the way. Um
Listen, but pineapple pizza is good if it's cooked really well done. But I find that most pineapple pizzas are cooked very just like base. They're like like barely even crispy. But
uh,
like if you bake it like crispy pineapple pizza, it's actually really good. To be fair.
I feel like this is like what I imagine, but I feel like pineapple pizza would only be good in places where like pineapple naturally grows, like Hawaii
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. That's just something I think. It's probably
Yeah.
not true, but who
I mean,
knows?
listen, whenever you go anywhere that has like the local food is like grown and sourced from that place, eat all of that stuff from there.
100%.
It's so
It's
great.
so much
Anywhere
better,
you travel in the world, just figure out what that place is known for and go find it, and you're gonna be like, "What is this magic?"
right? I only like eat fish in like the Caribbean and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah. We derailed this conversation.
Sorry, I get obsessed with I love to experience all the foods and all the cultures and all the
No, I
things.
get
So
it.
food is important to me.
And defending that pineapple pizza is wrong. That's the
Yes.
most important thing here. Next question. Oh, Ozzy hyperfixated, me too, asked, what made you choose Clementine for the daughter's name? Aw,
So we were asked this in a different QA from a different Discord a while back, and they were like, "What do you think Boothill's daughter's name would be if we had a name?" And I just thought right in that second, I was like, it would have to be something really like gentle and sweet, and
right?
something like just like a Clementine or something, you know? And I'm like, that's actually pretty good. Like, I think that's a pretty good name. I mean, obviously, I don't think we know what Abu Hill's daughter's name is, or I
No.
don't think we know anything from that. But I just think that's a cute name. I think that'd have been really sweet. But whatever it is, I feel like she's just got to have a sweet, cute name because I feel like lore-wise, it just hits harder if you just love everything about that kid, and then things happen and then it's just like, oh gosh.
That's so sweet, but also so sad.
I know. I know.
As someone from the South, I can concur. Clementine is the perfect name. Just saying.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad. It just kind of came to me in the moment there.
You were cooking with that one.
Cooking with gas, rocket fuel. Cooking with rocket fuel.
Oh my God. Uh, Next question. Um, I'm not even gonna try with your username. You can see it. What's the best way to get started working with agents and studios?
That's a great question.
Hmm.
The best way to get started with all that stuff, assuming that you've already done acting training and you already have your demos and you've already done some voiceover training and you're like in a spot where you're ready to go, you have to get out there and you have to meet people and you have to, I mean, I don't even want to say network. I want you got to meet people in the community that you want to be in. You ever hear that saying that like you got to dress for the job that you want? It's
Oh,
essentially
right.
that. You gotta surround yourself with people who are doing the thing that you want to be doing, and that goes way beyond just trying to message agencies and message studios. Like that's not how you're gonna get in there. How you're gonna get
Hmm.
in there is by being a member of the community and working your butt off and going after this every day. Because you got to think, if you're just starting and you somehow either get auditions or get stuff for jobs that are out there that and you're trying to be competitive, you got to imagine that you are competing against people who have been doing this for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years.
Oh, yeah.
Years. I mean, in any given audition, I'll audition against people who have been in the industry since the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, think about
You're at the
that.
bottom of the food
That is,
chain.
yeah, like, so if I'm bottom of the food chain and I've been doing this for almost 10 years myself, you got to start somewhere. So it's not, this is the best example of it's not a sprint. This is the biggest marathon of your life. This is a marathon that's going to have to last for a long time. And I feel like that goes with anything creative or anything that you're doing that you really want to work towards, that you've always dreamed of doing. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to even probably happen in the next year or two. You got to think a long game. You got to think maybe 5 years down the line. Let's reassess and take a look at where I'm at and what have I done to get further in that 5 years, not 5 months, 5 years of to help further my career. That's was I realistically working on something every day? Was I, and that could, mind you, you don't have to work every day. It could be something like I've been playing a game every day and listening to the voices with a different way of listening, a different ear. You're not just playing the games for fun. You're listening, going to, oh, listen how they made that sound where they just
Um,
swung that sword. You know what I mean? Listen to how they said that voice line, and why did that voice line make me sad? Why did that voice line make me laugh? Why did that voice line make me cringe? Like, what's going on? Like, what didn't work? What does work? If you're listening to games and playing stuff and listening to life in a different lens, you're going to be able to get working with agents and studios eventually down the line. So blind submitting, blind emailing, all that stuff is, you can do that, but that's not going to work. How it's going to work is that you put yourself in the place that you want to be. Start meeting the people, start getting in workshops, start putting yourself in a community, start identifying yourself with that community, and the rest will naturally occur over time.
100%. Um, Again, like don't give up on your dreams, but also be realistic. It's not an easy road, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, being realistic on the fact that like it doesn't, it just because it doesn't isn't happening now doesn't mean that it won't happen later. And being patient is key. Having the patience to know that your time will come eventually, and knowing that that could be year to 5 to 10 years down the road. And if you're okay with that, then do it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go for it. But like, there, if you want to do this career, there's no better time to start than now. Like, you could be looking up YouTube videos, tutorials, training, you could be working on your characters, you could be doing all that stuff. You could be recording yourself in your room right now. You could be doing anything that you wanted to get to that point, as long as you have the drive and the passion and the understanding that patience is key, and that eventually something will come of it.
That's awesome. That's really good advice, actually. A little cliche, but I mean, it's still good advice.
It is what it is. I mean, like, there's a reason why it's cliche, because it's true. You know,
Right?
it's the how it is with anything that you do in life. And so many times in my life, I've gotten to the point where I started doing something so hard and so with so much passion, in hopes that something would happen overnight. And with voice work and acting in general, this is my career, this is my life. And like, you think about somebody who's in finance or something, and you know, you think about people who do jobs that for, like, for the government or something, and they work there for 30, 35 years, you know, and that's what they do. That's not the same as this career. This career is a constant growth. This career is, you're working for yourself essentially. So you just got to keep on trucking along and just keep on doing it. So it's cliche to say, you know, just keep on going after it, but as long as you say, hey, I'm going to do an hour a day of something for my voice acting that I want to do eventually that's going to add up a lot, and you're going to do thousands of hours more than the person who's just going to be like, well, I sent an email to an agent yesterday. You know what I mean? You're like, well, I've
Hmm.
been actively working at my career for the past 2 years, trying, you know, to learn something new every day for 2 years straight. Think about how much you would have learned by the end of that 2 years.
Oh yeah.
It's
A
crazy.
little advice from me, practice makes improvement, not perfection.
Legit.
All
That's
right.
great advice.
Thank you. We'll do one last question and then we'll move on with the next part. What was slash is the hardest thing? Oh, sorry. What's that? Wait. Okay, I'm gonna keep clicking things. What was slash is the hardest part of voicing Boothill? Sakura2923 asked.
I think the hardest part about voicing Boot Hill is maintaining a sense of composure and seriousness throughout the hilarity of his lines.
Right? Too
Because
funny.
he has some funny lines and some funny dialogue, but if he thought it was funny, it would never be funny. So for
Hmm.
me to go into the booth, I have to take everything to a 10 as far as how serious I take it. I mean, he's a he's just a silly little guy, but he is
A
he's as
serious
committed as he can
yes.
be, and he's very serious about his stuff, and he's really mad about his muddle fudging synesthesia beacon. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's funny to us, but like if I went in there and was like laughing at my own silliness, then like it just wouldn't work. So finding that passion and that inner thoughts and like driving the character to have these sort of feelings is what sells the character in the end. And that I think was the most difficult part. Now it's a little bit easier to do, but back in the beginning, that was the balance that I was trying to figure out without coming across too aggressive. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there is a line. There's a line. He can become kind of like you don't. He's not an evil person. But some of his
Oh,
lines, he's getting all up in Aventurine's face and Acheron's face, and like you saw all that stuff happen. It's like eh, he's pointing a gun at Venturine. You know what I mean? At the end of
right?
2.2, spoiler alert. Like there's got to be some reason that he's doing that, but you also don't want to come across as too evil to where you get painted as a villain.
Right.
We ain't Sunday, making chicken he's over there making KFC. It's like, come on, Sunday, get out of here, evil guy.
Sunday works at KFC.
He's yapping his way to KFC. You know what I mean? Everybody knows.
I know for sure. All right. We're out of time for these questions, so we're going to move on with the next part of the event. One-to-one Q&A. All right.
Yoo-hoo. All right.
So this is where things get a little bit more complicated, but our staff team is gonna make sure it goes well. So, basically what's going to happen is our stage moderators are going to open speaking requests, and we'll pick one person at a time to get to come onto the stage and ask Andrew a question. So if
Cool.
you're lucky, you'll get to come up here and ask. So I believe the speaking requests are open. Um, Before you pick someone, the rules are on the slide, but I'll say them out loud just in case. First off, please be respectful. Be kind to Andrew. Don't say anything you wouldn't say in front of your parents. Don't ask Andrew to speculate or predict future Hoyoverse lore or events. Please wait your turn. Not everyone will get the chance to ask a question, but please don't harass the staff over it. Be considerate. Speaking requests sent at the wrong time will be ignored. Server rules still do apply. Please don't forget to follow our server rules. This event does not mean mods are off duty, quite the opposite. All right, if our stage mods want to let someone up, they can now. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I was born ready.
For sure. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. I wanna ask how much I bet I wanna ask I don't remember if you ever mentioned this, but I wanna ask how much did you spend to E6 Booth Hill?
Oh gosh, Cassie, that's a great question that I never even wanted to dig in to find out myself because it
Don't
it was it was quite a bit. I
look
want
at
to
the bank
say
account.
Yeah, golly. I want to say, I mean, oh, I want to say it was over 600.
Oh no.
It was something about there. I don't know. E6 S5 all the way across the sky.
I don't even
Something
think I
like
have
that.
that much money to my name.
Hey, listen, I only get to be a voice in Honkai Star Rail one time. So I was like, you know
You
what?
gotta do what you gotta do.
And I didn't get very lucky. I missed a lot of stuff. So I missed a lot of rolls, and my
50/50s.
tempos, my 50/50s lost quite a bit. Like it wasn't until later on in the thing that I started having some success. But my first couple pulls were not very good. But yes,
Quiver
hope that
net
answers your
fever.
question. It was crazy.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right.
Thanks for your question, Cassie. It's nice to
Have
meet
a
Thank
you.
good day.
you.
Meet you too.
All right. Stage mods can bring the next person up. Oh, hi. You're muted.
Hello,
What's up, Phlox?
hello. Wow, I can't believe I got accepted. So, just questions. How do you feel when you see people E6 S5 Boothill?
Oh, it makes me so happy. It's so fun to see people have so much passion and excitement for the character that I got to voice. It's such a cool and weird and surreal feeling to see people playing as a character that you voice in any game that I'm in. But this one in particular is exciting because um, people just are so much more vocal and excited about the characters in Hoyoverse in general, and the passion comes through in so many ways. So it's so cool to go through and see people pulling for Boot Hill, and it's even more exciting for me when I get to witness it. So it's pretty cool.
Hmm. Oh, I have another question if you don't mind.
Yeah, lay it on me.
English or Spanish?
Well, I only speak English, but
Oh no.
Oh, oh, so, so, guys, I can't
You
say the
don't
question.
finish the joke.
Anyway, thanks for answering my questions.
All right. Stage mods can let the
Mission failed.
next. Um,
My guy. That's funny.
all right. Stage mods can let the next person up. Also, no English or Spanish. Hi. You're muted.
Hello.
What's up,
Um,
Mish the Fish? I love your name.
Thank you. Um, I wanted to ask a question from someone that's aspiring to be a voice actor. Now, I really wanna get a I know it's not an immediate thing. It happens over time. However, I don't really know how to start in the sense of kind of trying to build my portfolio. And
Mhm.
at the end, I also want to know how you get the opportunity to really audition for these roles, like for example like Star or how you get these opportunities or how you get knowledge of these types of auditions. And I
Sure.
just kind of want to know how to start it up.
Well, first of all, your profile picture is amazing because, we're
Yes,
all a
Nadia.
huge fan of Navia.
Oh,
Thank you.
The wifey, she's amazing. Brenna's the best. Secondly, getting started is tough. You gotta get demos. You gotta be ready for the demos as well. So that's gonna take a little bit of research on your end. I recommend going to agency websites and finding other actors' demos and listening to kind of what people are doing and imitation is key. Figure out like where do you think that you realistically fit and can compete in that world. And then once you kind of have an idea, you can develop your own demo and get that out, and then you can start shopping it around. Now, auditions will come to you once you finally can get into a space that you're like at an agency, for example, in Los Angeles or New York, or even like Texas has a lot of work happening in it right now. Atlanta, there's a lot of places, and you could if you get your demo to a really nice spot and you're solid on your choices and you're solid on your stuff, you could be doing that from anywhere. Um, Working remote is a little harder these days because of post COVID. They're kind of going back to being like, we want people to be in studio, but that doesn't mean that there's not work for you remote. There's tons of work remote. I'm just saying, like, this is like, if you really want to dive in and do this full time, it may require you to move a little bit closer to Los Angeles, or even, somewhere like New York or somewhere that has it. But mostly Los Angeles is the place that all of this is happening. And but that's, like I said, you could. I have friends who work remote exclusively. They work in overseas. They work all around the country, in America, and they make it work. So as long as you have the drive and the passion to make it happen, you can do it from anywhere. As long as you just keep going for it. So my recommendation for you, actionable steps you can take right now, is just start hammering out your voices and getting an idea. And when I say that, I mean, you don't got to be like pulling out your Kermit the Frog impression, or your freaking, your Rick and Morty's. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be doing any character voices. I'm saying, like, I'll just use my characters for example. I have Luca from Miraculous Ladybug, but Luca is just my voice. It's just if I take out the gravel and bring it up, like, a couple half steps above where I'm at. So if I take my voice here and I kind of take out the gravel a little bit, and now that I'm not like all gravelly where I normally sit, and then I bring it up a little bit into my mask and my face, and then I just make it a little bit softer, and then all of a sudden I have Luca, and he's just right there. Whereas, like, if I take someone like Boothill, for example, I have Boothill. I already have the gravel, but maybe I'll add a little bit more gravel, and then maybe I'll lower my voice a little bit and talk a little bit slower. Then I add a little bit of a western, and then I add some air to the voice. You see what I mean? Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden I got a completely different character, and it's around the same as my voice. That's why when you hear all these voice actors you love so much all over the place, you hear their characters and you can start identifying them in different ways, because they're not necessarily doing these goofball Rick and Morty characters. It's just like different variations of their natural speaking voice. So you just have to envision where your voice fits in and what types you would play, rather than what goofy characters you can do. And then establish a demo, get that demo ready, package it, figure out ways to get parts of communities, and then get your stuff out to agents. And then you can start auditioning for projects like Star Rail. Does that make sense?
Yep. I've never taken notes faster in my life.
Hey,
But
listen, the fact that you're even actively thinking about this stuff right now and paying attention, pay attention to everything in your life. When you're at the grocery store, listen to the ads playing over the intercom when they're like, for $4.99 you can buy some strawberries. You know what I mean? Like, there's something happening. That's a voiceover. That's someone that has a job that got paid to talk to you about freaking strawberries, Mitch. You know what I mean?
yeah,
When you're at the airport, they're like, the closing doors will close in 3 seconds if you don't move. You've got all these weird voices all over the place. When you turn on the radio, there's an ad being like, $3.99 at Taco Bell, you can get the all new Taco Bell quesadilla chicken pack, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, all of it, voiceover everywhere.
yeah,
It's everywhere. So the second you change your lens, change your ear, and start listening to everything, you will start to embrace that, and you'll be like, I know what I need to do. I could do that ad. I could do this. I could do that character. I could do that anime. I could do this video game. Write that down. And the fact that you're already there, you're already working on that, you're already leaps and bounds ahead of most people who want to do this. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
hopefully, yes. That means a lot coming from you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Bye bye.
Awesome profile picture again, by the way. That's
I
so
know,
cool.
right? I had an Avia profile pic before this one. All right, stage mods can let the next person in. This is fun.
Grace,
Hi.
Grace, little cat In the picture, Grace. Grace.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. So
I'm
yeah,
so excited. Yeah.
I'm
It's nice to
I'm
meet you.
nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
Don't be nervous.
So
You got a cute little cat in your photograph. We're all adoring the kitty
yeah,
cat.
Nothing nervous.
yeah. Actually, I have two questions. If it's possible, I don't know.
Sure.
Well, sorry if my English is not that good, by the way. This is not my first language, so
I
yeah.
think your English is great.
Right?
Oh, thanks.
What is your
Yeah.
first language?
French.
Ah, mon français n'est pas très bon. Eh? Oui.
It's very good. It's very good. Okay, so anyways, um, so my first question is about Boothill, of course. So here's my question. What is your head canon about his left hidden eye?
What's my head get about his left eye?
Yeah, like what are your theories? I don't know to explain, you know?
Like why his eye is hidden under his hair?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I've never thought about that. That's a really good question. Um, Golly. Well, hey, maybe it's like a really cool like robotic eye or something, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking
Ooh,
like a
Yeah.
Terminator thing, you know? Like maybe he has like a maybe he could shoot a bullet out of his eye or something. That would be cool.
I
He's just
wouldn't be
hiding it.
surprised.
He's just saving it for someday.
You might need
I
it.
don't know. That's pretty great. That's a really interesting thought. I'll have to keep on thinking about that, Grace. I love that question.
Yeah, and actually I'm kind of shy about the second question. I don't know
Bring
how
it
to
on.
say it. I'm sorry. Actually, like for the event, uh, oh my God, I'm so shy. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's
All
all
right.
good. Hey, we're here. We got it.
No.
We're just filling up this space. You know, we love it. We'll be here and ready for you to ask your question whenever you're ready. It's all good.
Okay.
Jeopardy music.
Okay,
We're
so
fun.
my question is that actually I have made a little gift for you for this event,
No
which
way.
is, yeah, I made it. I made it. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, and it's actually an edit. So I don't know.
I
I'm
have an idea.
sorry.
Can you
Yeah?
post it
So
in the chat here?
yeah,
Yeah, I can send. Yeah, let me try.
if not, you could totally maybe post it to TikTok and at him. That's what I do.
Actually, I have a link for the edit. Can I send
Oh,
it?
in the chat for the stage, sure.
Yeah, okay, wait, let me just get it actually. Um,
Was that a Jeopardy song?
Yes, the Jeopardy music. That's what I think of
Amazing.
whenever I have to wait.
oh wait, I just said, oh my God, my bad. Oh my God, wait. Oh my God, wait, I send it. Wait. I'm nervous. Oh my God. Wait. Okay, I got it.
Okay, let's see it. I'm excited.
I just sent it in the chat.
Oh, I can't pin things. Ah,
I already got it
I
right
just
here.
pin it.
It's so good.
Oh
I
my
like
God,
the
thank you.
song.
Thank you.
Hey, let's go.
That's
That was
awesome.
cool. That's a cool edit.
Thank you.
I like the moments that you chose, and I really like I really like the beginning of when he's like falling out of the sky and he's got like the grayscale that goes into like the all the different photos and videos you chose. Oh, I love that. Great job.
Thank you so much.
It's awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Grace. Thanks for your questions.
All right.
Grace is the best. That was great.
Right? Hi.
Master DeLuke.
You're muted, by the way.
Oh, oh, I missed. Oh no.
What's up, my friend? How's it going?
Um, how's it going? So I'm just doing this for a request for somebody. English or Spanish?
Oh my gosh. Get out.
Well,
Whoever moves first loses his next 50-50.
what's the best way for me to answer this so people win their 50-50? That's the true question.
Oh, I'm so sorry about this.
It's just everybody listen, I'm going to lose all my 50-50s because I answered first and that means I moved. But like listen, you guys can't see me, so maybe you all just assume that I'm not moving or that I am moving, but I'm just standing still talking through my teeth. You know what I mean?
It's quite the image.
My vocal cords moved. Oh, dang it. Dude, I've lost a lot of 50-50s then.
Oh no, I breathed.
Oh no, I breathe. You gotta breathe.
But breathing makes you move.
Mission failed successfully. Well, listen, I moved first so that you all could move later, you know? I failed so that you all could thrive.
You're a hero.
I'm a hero. Sacrificed.
All right. Thank you, Master Human. We can bring the next person up into the stage. We only have time for a couple more. Maybe you'll be
Great.
lucky.
Bring it on.
Oh no, another cat.
Oh, cute. I love it.
Hi. You're muted, by the way.
Catastrophe. Yep. You guys, that's legit.
Kind of, that's kind of real. I'm not gonna lie.
Cat. Yeah, it's cute. Double cat
They
too.
might be
There's two.
AFK. If they don't
Oh, that's
unmute
okay.
soon, we'll probably pick another cat. Okay, there we go. Hi.
Hello.
Hey Andrew, can I ask you something?
Hello. Yes, please.
Go right ahead.
Well, what do you think about Bootill's real name?
Boothill's. What was the last part there?
Bootill's real name.
Sorry, you're cutting out a little
Your
bit.
mic keeps cutting. Maybe you can type it in chat.
Wait, it's about Bootill's real name. Like, Boothill was
Oh,
not real
about
name.
his name? His real
Yes,
name? I don't know.
yeah.
I don't. Do we even know what his real name is? I don't even
No,
think I do. Is it in the lore or something? I don't even know.
no, it's not.
I wish I knew what his real name was. I feel like that'd be so cool to know. Boot
Mhm.
H Hill. I
Yes.
love that. Flox, you're a genius. Yeah, Boot H. Dot ill. He's ill, like, but the cool type of ill. You know what I mean?
He's not sick, we swear. Is Cyborg still sick? Can he get sick? Question of the year.
They call me ill. Boot Hill.
So- All right, thank you for your question.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you for your question. I love the cat pictures. They're
I
so cute.
know. Her and Grace should be friends. Hi.
Yeah.
You're
Shrinari.
muted, by the way.
Hi.
Hey!
Hi. It's
Hi!
good to see you. How are you?
To see you too. I'm good. How are you?
Shrinari. I'm great. It's great to hear you. Oh my God.
Uh-huh. I kind of woke up late, but I'm glad to be here.
I can't believe you made it. Thanks for joining.
Of course. I don't know if you answered. I did ask a question in the Q&A channel about
Mm-hmm.
like advice for voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
I
if you.
didn't
Feedback.
we did talk a little bit about it, but is there any specific element or specific thing that's like burning inside that you really want to
I
know?
want to know.
Hmm, I guess like advice for like people who just need that extra push.
My biggest piece of advice that I could give you is that there's no better experience than life experience. So, a lot of times we push so far and we try so hard in our lives to get to our destination or to finally achieve said goal, or we're going to finally get to this point and then we'll make it. But I want to encourage you to live your life and get life experience. Go out with your friends, go visit places, go experience cultures, go experience life with your family, and also go take lessons, go take voice lessons, go sing, go take voice acting class, go take regular acting class, go take public speaking class. If you can't get in those, get on YouTube and find tutorials, do all those things and just get experience in your life, because the journey that you're taking now is going to be the part that is so important and vital to the thing that you're going to need to be able to do once you actually get there. So thinking about tomorrow is not really going to help you if you're not taking care of yourself today. So just really go after every single thing very thoughtfully and very with an end goal in mind. So if it's voice acting, then do a little bit of it every day. Work, and that could be watching YouTube video about voice acting. That could be learning about, all right, what's the difference between a Nickelodeon animation and a Disney animation, or what's the difference between the voice acting in something like Star Rail versus something like Fortnite or Apex or Overwatch or Call of Duty or any of these. So just keep on digging, keep on going for it, and eventually things will happen. And these are actionable things that you can take right now. And your life experience, you going out with your friends and you just having a great time and meeting people and exploring and being open and positive and happy and just living your life to the fullest, those life experiences are going to feed your professional career later on. So when you're, in your 30s, 40s, and you had all this life experience when you were in your teens and your 20s, and somebody asks you to live the life through the lens of that time of your life, you're going to remember what it was like to be in that moment. So just live your life and love what you're doing and enjoy the ride and enjoy the journey, because tomorrow will come. Just be ready for it.
Mhm.
That's great
Thank
advice.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Do you
you.
remember? Do you remember when I first joined your Twitch live and I asked you for a Boothill prompt?
Of course I do.
I haven't finished it yet because I've been so
Oh,
busy, but I'm
Oh
okay.
no.
almost done with it.
I'm really
I just
excited to
have
see
to
it when you do.
I just have to paint his face, but like yeah.
I want to
That's
see. I'm
awesome.
very excited. Make sure you tag me all over the place. I want to see it.
Okay.
It's
I
really good to
actually
see you, Shunari.
you
It's so
two
cool to see
actually
your
have
name
a
pop up here.
I have my own Boothill edit that I really love.
Are you going to
Go
share
ahead
it
and
with
send
us,
it
or
in
are you just going to
chat.
talk about it? Yeah, we got to see this.
I actually have two, and the crazy thing is that one of them has 8.6K views. I don't know how.
Wow,
Oh,
way to go. That's
you must be
huge.
talented.
Thank you. Here, I'll
Next
send them.
level. Boot Hill edit mentioned.
Awesome. We have time for one more person to come up and ask a question, so maybe you'll be lucky. Send in those
Bring it
requests.
on. Send in those requests. Ding, 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 ding.
Get up
Oh,
here.
there's the edit. In the meantime, I'm going to watch this edit by Shunari here.
Right? I'm gonna
Ah,
copy the links and save them for
gorillas.
later.
I love gorillas. That's awesome, Shunari. I love that. And then let's see what the second one. Smooth Criminal.
Oh yeah, song really fits them. Oh, we got another person.
Amazing. I love the Smooth
Hi.
Criminal one. Oh, hi, Cloudy. How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. Everything's good. I kind of just woke up this morning. Um, okay, so my question is, okay, so it's not really like Boothill related, but what's like, do you have a spice tolerance? Like, what's your spice tolerance?
Oh man, I have a pretty good spice tolerance. I would say, listen, it depends on the culture. Um, uh, I
For
find
sure.
that my Indian food tolerance is probably about a 6. Um, my Korean food tolerance has been about like probably like an 8. Um, Oh gosh, what's the craziest thing? There's a lot of food in America that is the thing about it is in different cultures, like spice tolerances are different. They're almost like
They
they're
are.
spice because they're good spice. They're like delicious to eat. Whereas like in American culture, it feels like spicy food is just spicy to make you go, "Oh, that's hot. That's spicy." It's just like they just do it to make you like crazy. But like the food that I've experienced in like Indian culture or like I said, Korean, Japanese culture where that's spicy, it's because the flavors are just naturally there. So for me, I would say I'm about like a 6, 7, or 8, somewhere around there, depending on the culture or the food I'm eating.
Okay. Wait, do you think Boothill could have like a spice tolerance? Like this happened to me?
No, Boot Hill is infinite spice tolerance because he's got moving robot parts, so nothing affects him like that.
For sure.
His spice tolerance is rocket fuel.
He
Oh,
doesn't need anything spicy. He just drinks
He eats
oil.
bullets.
Literally.
well, like,
Like,
like if it had like spicy bullets, then yeah,
with spicy flavored bullets.
yeah, it's like a very hot bullet, like freshly made or something.
Red 40
Ooh,
bullet.
yeah. Like a molten lava bullet. Yeah.
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 think
Yeah,
that'd
that
do.
sounds
I
real
think that'd do
good.
numbers.
That'd do some real good numbers right there.
Thank you for your
Okay.
question.
Hmm?
Good
Oh,
old Cloudy.
uh-huh. Um, so that's it for the one-to-one Q&A. Oh, we can fit in one more actually.
Oh, okay. I was just
No,
invited
no.
to speak. So,
Yeah, it's all
my
right.
Lay it
question
on.
my question actually was, besides the character you voiced, who is your favorite JoJo character? You could probably tell based off the profile picture who mine is.
Oh my gosh, that's a great like I don't even know many people like it's so great that you brought up JoJo because a lot of people don't know that I voiced in JoJo.
Oh, you
Diamonds is Unbreakable. I would have to
Uh,
say I was Akira Itoishi for those who don't know. Akira
yeah.
Itoishi, he's Chili Pepper. Um, yeah. I would say,
the more
listen,
you know.
it seems pretty obvious, but I think that Jotaro is pretty great to me. Yeah, I would say Jotaro. That feels like such a cop out though.
Understandable.
I
I mean,
like what
he's
you like.
practically everybody's favorite. Yeah,
I
no,
know, I
fair.
know. Um,
No, I completely understand. He's a good character, I will admit. Um, My favorite JoJo
There's
is
so many good
probably
ones.
Josuke.
Oh, Josuke, yeah, Josuke is pretty great.
Chef's kiss.
Dio's a pretty cool character.
Dio's great. I love Dio.
It's just like the whole vampire thing is pretty like it's just an interesting thing,
Not a real good selection of characters in general.
I know
He
there's
also
so
has.
many.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
He has a chokehold on basically the entire series. So, I mean,
Yeah.
him, his son, his alternate universe version.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many good characters in that show, but I mean, obviously
Yeah.
my favorite is Chili Pepper,
Yeah,
for
understandable.
reasons, But
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
All right. Stage ones, please no more. All right, so that's it for the one-to-one Q&A, unfortunately. However, we still do have just a little bit more before we're done.
Bring it
All
on.
right. So, you can see it's like in the same category as the stage. Hold up, I'm scrolling. Can you see above the stage is the Boothill VA Q&A channel?
Above the stage, Boothill Q&A channel. I don't see it. Let's see here.
I could send you the link to it.
Boothill Q&A
Oh, I accidentally hit the wrong
channel.
thing. But basically, what we're going to do is, I'm gonna let you scroll through the channel and answer any
Ooh.
questions that you want to answer.
Okay, that's
I'll just send
great.
the link in chat.
I think I got it here. All
Yeah.
right, let's see here. This is fun. Okay, so let's see. Who's my favorite character in Honkai? Oda Dop asked. I would say Boothill for sure. But then
Duh.
beyond Boothill, I really like Silverwolf. I think Silverwolf is cool
Ooh.
just as a design perspective. But second on my list for sure, second is Yunli.
Ooh, good choice.
Yunli. Well, that's just because my wife is the voice of Yunli.
Oh,
And
know
Yunli's
that.
coming up here soon, so I'm
That's
stoked for
awesome.
that.
Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I'm so. Yeah. They got it announced like I don't know 2 or 3 weeks
Couple
ago.
weeks
So
ago.
Brenna, who's the voice of Navia in Genshin, is going to be the voice of Yunli in Star Rail. So y'all are in for a treat. Gonna be fun.
So cool.
Let's see here. We already talked a lot about voice acting and stuff, so I'll pass on those for now. I think we answered that one. Okay. MH. Speaking of Brenna, MH Barney asked, "We all know about Brenna, but where did you two meet each other? Was it during work or in private?" We met in high school. We met in marching band in high school. I ran into her with my drum, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And we've been together since right after high school. So we actually did a play together. We did Hello Dolly in high school together, and we played opposite of each other. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. But we've been together since 2008, which is crazy. So long ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's the best.
That's like my whole life.
Yeah, yep. We've been together for your entire life. Can you believe it?
Not to make you feel old, but
But I'm old. I get it. Let's see here. Tycho asks, "Do you think Boothill yaps a lot?" I actually think Boothill is pretty good at getting to the dang point. I think he doesn't yap very much in comparison to some other people. I think he's pretty good at saying what's on his mind, and he gets to it personally.
Mm.
Let's see
It's
here.
actually right on the slide right now. One of Boothill's lines when it's time to shoot, quit yapping. I don't think he
Yeah,
likes
when it's
yappers.
that's right. When it's trying to shoot, quit yapping. That's so true. Um, let's see here. What do I think of the lore for Boot Hill? Oh my gosh, Ivy, great question. I want to dig more into it. I'm excited. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, other than what we have read in his lore, like his lore's so rich and sad and filled with so much stuff that I'm like, ooh, I want to see what's happening. I want to see more about this story because I feel like there's a
Hmm.
lot to it.
The
So cool.
mystery is intriguing.
Yeah. And then okay, here's the last one here. Pix asked, "Have I ever sworn while recording Boot Hill voice lines?" And the answer to that one is yes. Sometimes it helps to get into what the actual lines would sound like if I were to actually say them with the actual swear words. So some of them I will say first and then get a feeling for what that sounds like and then replace it with whatever the replacement word is, and that's how it comes across sounding more authentic.
Those replacement words are so funny to me.
It's so fun.
For sure.
Yeah.
I do think it
Anyways,
kind of reminds me of like maybe just like a 12-year-old just figuring out like bad words
yeah,
or something.
so funny.
He's a silly guy.
He's just a silly little guy. He's just a silly little guy.
Are there any more questions on there?
There's some. We answered a lot of these, and then there's a lot about voice acting and stuff. Let's see here. Did you find? Um, let's see. Dragonfly said, "How do you find games and stuff that need voice actors?" I also heard some voice actors have agents. That's exactly it, Dragonfly. You find your voice work and you find games and stuff through your agent, and kind of like what we talked about throughout this about getting into voice acting and getting yourself going. Like that's how you're gonna get there. So just keep on working after it. Keep on going after it. You're gonna get it. It's gonna be great. Um, what's the highest damage I've done with Boot Hill? Probably like 1.8 million or something like that. It's been
Oh,
crazy. Yeah,
go off.
he's beefy. um,
That break effect. Crazy.
of the other voice actors in the Hoyoverse community, who's been your favorite voice actor to work with and why? So many of them. That is legit. Like I don't really have one in particular. Obviously, my wife is the best for me, but I work with Alejandro and Allegra on a lot of stuff. So it's hilarious to just like have to share this as well with them. Um, we're in animes together. We're in video games across all realms together. So it's always fun to see that. I enjoy everybody in the voice acting community though is very like lovely and outspoken and sweet. Um, Annalisa is a really good friend of mine who voices Firefly, and they've been such a wonderful source of, just pure joy and friendship. And it's just like that's just one example. There's so many great people in the community, and I'm very thankful for everybody. Um,
Good to know that it's a good circle to be in.
it is. Everybody's great. It's so great. What are your thoughts about the "Ooh baby yeah" ad lib being removed from the 9 millimeter? Ugh, I was bummed about that. I don't really know why they did that, but but yeah, that's just the nature of it. That's just how they do it.
You never
Sometimes
know
they
what
gotta,
Hoyoverse is plotting.
yeah, like it is what it is. It's all good. It's just like, and then yeah, also, uh, you sent me some awesome art from the team.
Oh
I
yeah.
see a Boot Hill like whale. Oh my gosh, a little Boot Hill like oh, so cute. Um, some amazing art. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful pieces from your community. So, gosh, thank you for sending these. These are great.
We have a whole art team. They
You guys
manage
are doing
our art
great.
channel. Pretty nice. It's nice to see the flow of creativity come in.
Yeah. Seems like a really awesome community here, and I'm super thankful that you guys brought me in. This has been a lot of fun.
It's awesome. We're so glad to have you here, actually. Um, so unfortunately, I think we're going to end the event here. Um, hmm. So sorry to everyone who was hoping it might last a little longer, but things gotta end somewhere. Um,
Yeah. Wah
one
wah.
womp womp. Um, one last thing before we go, actually. I have a little bit of an announcement. Um, so I don't know if you all have peeked in the events company server, but soon, in the beginning of August, we're going to be having Risley's voice actor from Genshin, come do one of these events with us.
Ooh, that's gonna be a lot of
Hosting the,
fun.
right?
Joe
Hosting
Zija,
the
right?
hype in chat. Yeah. So
Good
that's
old
going to
Joe.
be going to be August 2nd, in my time zone at least, CST. I don't know what that is for some other people, but um, CST time zone, it's August 2nd. You can convert that. Um, but yeah, that's what I have to say. And
Well, awesome.
we're so glad to have you.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun, and so I really appreciate you guys inviting me.
I'm sure everyone here had fun too, right? Well,
Well, I'm gonna dip out of
sorry.
here, but
He's gonna go.
I have one last thing to say before I go, and then I'm just gonna leave quietly and dip out of here. And I really just want to say thank you to everybody, and I just want to say it's nice knowing y'all, and English or Spanish.
Oh no, I moved. Oh well. All right. Um, so unfortunately our event is over, guys. Because he left. Um, thank you all for coming. We couldn't have done this without you. If you want to be nice, you could thank our staff team for setting this up for you all. 69 in audience. Sorry. Um, but yeah, we'll see you guys, and thank you all for coming.